Meeting a partner on the internet isn't really a big deal now, but back in the 90s, You've Got Mail turned the concept into a delightful romantic comedy.
I hear nothing, not even a sound on the streets of New York, just the beat of my own heart. I have mail from you.
Rivals Joe and Kathleen can barely tolerate each other in person, unaware they're falling for one another after being connected in a chat room. Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan's third on-screen pairing is as irresistible as ever. Whether you side with Joe or Kathleen, you'll still be holding out hope for them to be together. Fond memories of AOL greetings aside, this film has charm to spare, and plenty of chemistry between the two leads.
Mr. 152 insights into my soul.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, no competing with that.
Number 19. The Bodyguard. Forget the plot. Sometimes all you need is heart and a killer soundtrack. The Bodyguard is far from a critical darling, but the chemistry between Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston is undeniable. The contrast between their personalities only adds to the romantic tension. The lead duo's star power launched The Bodyguard to its cultural stronghold, helped along by the powerful soundtrack. Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You is so good, it's hard to believe it's a cover. And two other songs got nods from the Academy Awards. With romance, action, and melodrama, The Bodyguard is for sure a 90s classic.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll protect you.
Number 18. City of Angels. Love can be complicated, especially if one part of the couple is an angel who has fallen for a human. Seth's feelings for Maggie defy explanation, going against his very nature. This sets him up on a journey to learn what it is to be human.
Let's go somewhere.
Where?
I don't care.
What do you want to do?
Anything.
With its thought-provoking premise, City of Angels shows us why every emotion we experience is a gift. Seth and Maggie's connection brims with warmth as the angel finds his heaven on earth. Considering Meg Ryan's celebrated rom-com filmography, you might think the film is lighthearted, but take our advice and keep a box of tissues by your side for this one.
Maybe emotion becomes so intense your body just can't contain it. Your mind and your feelings become too powerful. Your body weeps.
Number 17. Ever After. After winning hearts with The Wedding Singer, Drew Barrymore followed up with this take on a Cinderella story. Moving away from the more fantastical elements of the fairy tale, Ever After focuses on the dynamic between lead pair Danielle and Prince Henry.
You are reading my thoughts, my lord.
And they're as fuzzy as my own Comtesse.
Then France concedes.
Never!
The plot reimagines the heroine beyond looking for a Prince Charming. Danielle's arc of self-empowerment is complemented by Henry's presence, balancing the film's themes of love and independence. With impressive cinematography, set design, and dialogue that can make your heart flutter, Ever After ticks all the right boxes. Although not without substantial themes, the film also contains enough sweet material to leave us waiting for our own glass slipper moment.
Would feel like a king. You, Danielle de Barbavat, would be my wife.
Number 16. Notting Hill. Julia Roberts and Hugh Grant at the height of their powers. What more could you want?
I'm also just a girl. Standing in front of a boy. Asking him to love her.
The budding romance between a travel bookshop owner and a big-name actress plays out with heartwarming charm. Instead of larger-than-life landscapes or elaborate backdrops, the film makes a small corner in Notting Hill feel like the most romantic place to be. Sure, you've got the classic meet-cute and whimsical rom-com humor, but Notting Hill also tackles some of the complexities of making such a relationship work. And with a memorable supporting cast and no shortage of memorable moments, the film is sure to stick with you through the decades.
That's very good news. The readers of Horse and Hound will be absolutely delighted.
Number 15. My Best Friend's Wedding. We aren't always on Jules' side, but we can't help but have a soft spot for this 90s rom-com. Julia Roberts' character realizes she's in love with her friend, but there's a problem. He's getting married, and Jules becomes the maid of honor.
This just makes everything so perfect. From the day I met Michael, all I've heard is Julianne this and Julianne that. I've never had a sister.
Her increasingly desperate attempts to break apart Michael and Kimmy largely falter. As the film continues, Jules finally comes to accept the fact that her friend's heart belongs to someone else. Although the general outline sounds cynical, it ends up reinforcing why certain couples are meant to be. Add a star-studded cast and a standout supporting performance from Rupert Everett, and you've got a certified 90s hit.
I wanted to shout it from the rooftops, but Jules said no.
Pumpkin, no. This is Kimmy's day. Let's not take the attention away from Kimmy.
Oh. Number 14, The Wedding Banquet. In order to hide a relationship with his gay American partner, a Taiwanese immigrant marries his Chinese tenant. There's no shortage of jokes, but The Wedding Banquet also deals with its premise with grace and respect.
Then, you know. You've known.
I watch, I hear, I learn.
The movie's core purpose is to see its characters as real people. Through it all, we learn that you can't deny your feelings. You have to embrace them. Director Ang Lee would later be praised for exploring LGBTQ+ stories in 2005's Brokeback Mountain. However, Lee made strides a decade earlier with this charming tale of unconventional romance.
这叫啊，母女连心，代代相传。微微啊，我们有缘。
Number 13, Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayengi. This Bollywood musical romance both broke new ground for the Indian film business and struck a chord in the audience's heart. Many young viewers continue to identify with the story of Raj and Simran. The pair represents the struggle between keeping traditional practices alive and following your heart.
उस अजनबी से शादी कर लोगी या फिर तुम में मुझसे प्यार करने की हिम्मत होगी क्या करो
Their whirlwind romance takes them all the way from the European continent to the heart of India, with an abundance of gorgeous sights, remarkable dance sequences, and the sizzling chemistry between stars Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol. DDLJ easily takes the breath away. Its soundtrack contributes to its winning quality, showing us what it's like to fall in love in real time. Number 12, As Good as It Gets. Once you've checked out As Good as It Gets, it's easy to see how Jack Nicholson and Helen Hunt came away with Academy Awards. Melvin is a misanthropic, openly prejudiced, and overall rude man. Carol shows up to change him forever. As Melvin puts it, she makes him want to be a better man.
That's maybe the best compliment of my life.
Well, maybe I overshot a little because I was aiming at just enough to keep you from walking out.
Underneath all its quirky material, the film portrays how falling for the right person can bring the best out of anyone. Thanks to its mix of wholesome sentiment and sharp writing, you'll find your heart swelling twice its size by the end of its runtime.
I'm gonna grab you. I didn't mean for that to be a question. I'm gonna grab you.
Number 11, The American President. Everyone craves companionship, even the President of the United States. Still, finding love is a lot more complicated with the entire country's eyes on you.
Who's this girl and why is the President dancing with her?
Well, first of all, the 200 pairs of eyes are not focused on me. They're focused on you. And the answers are Sydney Ellen Wade, and because she said yes.
Split between its political backdrop and a classic case of boy meets girl, The American President prioritizes its romantic premise. The lead pair tries to keep their relationship afloat as everyone bets against them.
And when I'm in a room with you, oval or any other shape, I'm always going to be a lobbyist. And you're always going to be the president.
With an engaging power struggle in the mix, the film's romantic overtones are balanced with its dramatic beats. The surprisingly sharp political content is also a plus. The film went on to inspire elements of the popular show The West Wing.
You talk to Charlie, I'll talk to Lily, we'll coordinate our schedules and we'll find a free hour.
I don't think it's going to take more than a couple of minutes, but I like your confidence.
Let's get back to work.
Can we just close the curtain?
Number 10. While you were sleeping. Waking up from a coma to discover you have a surprise fiancé is confusing to say the least. In this classic romantic escapade, that is exactly Peter's predicament. He doesn't remember this Lucy being his fiancé, probably because she's been keeping up the charade to his family.
Favorite baseball team?
Chicago.
Cubs or White Sox? What the heck is going on?
Why are you asking her all these questions?
Don't ask me, ask her boyfriend.
Peter's family assumes he doesn't remember Lucy because he has amnesia, and the situation just gets more complicated from there, as Lucy has already fallen for Peter's brother while he was comatose. Between the absolute train wreck of a wedding and the bewildering love triangle between the three, this is a film that'll keep you guessing and yelling at the screen, right up until the end. Just what we want from our rom-coms.
I just wanted you to know that you've become, a really good friend.
Number 9. The Bridges of Madison County. Forbidden love is something that can shake you to your core and change your life forever, and few stories show that as tenderly and starkly as this novel-turned movie starring Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep.
You look stunning. Don't mind me saying so. I can run around the block howling in agony, studying.
When brother and sister Michael and Carolyn travel to Iowa to take care of their late mother's estate, they find out about a whirlwind affair she had decades ago. They not only discover new things about their parents' relationship, but themselves as well. It's a deeply emotional tale that proves that sometimes love just isn't enough, and that you might have to set yourself and your feelings aside for something bigger.
And I can't make an entire life disappear to start a new one. All I can do is try to hold on to both of us somewhere inside of.
Number 8. The English Patient. Love is not always the picturesque scenario we want it to be, and this heartbreaking film about love and war shows that all too well.
Will we be alright?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes is a comfort, absolutely is.
In the dying days of World War II in Italy, an amnesiac patient gradually discloses his tragic story and memories to a French-Canadian nurse and a Canadian intelligence agent. A somber and tragic tale with many twists and turns, this movie quite brutally reveals that love can't solve everything. While this film may be an absolute tearjerker, it reminds us to treasure what we have, because you never know when it will be gone.
When were you most happy?
Now.
And when were you least happy?
Now.
Number 7. Sleepless in Seattle. It's not often that your 8-year-old son tries to set you up, but that's what happens in this intercity love story.
Where is Seattle? Right. Where's Baltimore? That's right there. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 26 states between here and there. Now that's a sign.
When widower Sam's son Jonah convinces him to talk about his deceased wife on the radio, it melts the hearts of women all over the country, and they start writing to him. However, Jonah thinks that the baseball-loving Annie is the woman of his father's dreams and tries to bring them together, though wires get frustratingly crossed. While Hanks and Ryan gave us 3 classic rom-coms in the 90s, Sleepless in Seattle stands out because of its truly epic finale rooftop scene. All the feels for this one.
Shall we?
Number 6. 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Back when Hugh Grant was everyone's dream, he could steal hearts like nobody's business.
I think I love you. And I just wondered whether by any chance you wouldn't like to, no, of course not.
In this romance with a splash of comedy, the awkward and bashful British lad Charles contemplates love and life over several social engagements where he seems to run into the same woman. Carrie and Charles share great chemistry, but things are complicated. We see their relationship grow and develop over the course of the titular weddings and funeral, though the last 2 nuptials are theirs, to different people. Hey, who said love was easy?
Do you think there really are people who can just go up and say, "Hi, babe,
Name's Charles. This is your lucky night.
Well, if at all, they're not English.
Number 5, Jerry Maguire. This film completes us.
Just
shut up. You had me at hello.
Tom Cruise acts the part of the lovable, if not slightly misguided sports agent Jerry Maguire in this classic cheese-filled romantic drama. Making a few fumbles along the way, Jerry tries to convince the woman he loves that he can provide for her and her son, while also trying to juggle the complicated world of athlete contract negotiations.
Well, I don't need you to stick.
What do you want?
I don't.
My soul or something?
Oh, why not? I deserve that.
Though the two worlds often clash, he finds a way to make it all work in the end. With great chemistry and banter between Tom Cruise and Renee Zellweger, and some truly memorable quotes, this movie had us at hello. Number 4, Before Sunrise.
I want to keep talking to you. You know, I have no idea what your situation is, but I feel like we have some kind of connection, right?
Yeah, me too.
Julie Delpy and Ethan Hawke's chemistry in this steamy tale of love at first sight is absolutely supercharged. Sparks fly as strangers Jesse and Celine meet on a train in Europe and spend a day getting to know each other. The only problem? They're both set to leave Vienna for 2 different destinations and will probably never see each other again.
I think he's crazy, babe.
Really?
I mean, I've known you a long time, and I got a good feeling. You gonna see him again? We haven't talked about that yet.
Seeing these two grow more and more attached over the span of the whirlwind day they spend together is seriously magical, and this tale of impulsive, crazy love still gives us chills. If you like it, be sure to look out for the other 2 films in the trilogy.
You're not real anyway, right? You're just characters in that old lady's dream. She's on a deathbed fantasizing about her youth, so of course we had to meet again.
Number 3, Pretty Woman.
I know about wanting more. I invented the concept. The question is how much more?
I want the fairy tale.
A film in which Julia Roberts plays a sex worker with a heart of gold, Pretty Woman is a classic fish-out-of-water story with a schmaltzy but smile-inducing happy ending. When corporate hotshot Edward Lewis, played by Richard Gere, ends up hiring Vivian Ward, played by Roberts, to play the role of his escort for a week, he gets more than he bargained for. He falls in love.
So what happened after? He climbed up the tower and rescued her.
She rescues him right back.
While Julia Roberts owned the 90s with other romances like Notting Hill, in the end, the film that helped revitalize the rom-com genre stands out as her best. Plus, who could forget that steamy bathtub scene? Number 2, Ghost. This mournful romance is truly out of this world, captivating us with its heartbreaking concept and iconic moments.
I love you, Molly. I've always loved you.
Ditto.
In a love story that transcends life itself, a banker uncovers a financial secret and is then killed in a mugging, leaving his beloved Molly behind and in danger. Coming back as a ghost, Sam communicates with her through a psychic and keeps her from harm. With the clairvoyant's help, they're able to share some tender moments. While it can seem corny at times, Ghost, and its iconic pottery scene between Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze, is a movie that lives on.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Titanic. The love story that's almost as big as the titular ship, this film never ceases to melt our hearts. If you haven't seen Titanic, prepare to be teary-eyed after that heart-wrenching goodbye between Jack and Rose. And if you're familiar with the film, you know the waterworks are coming.
I understand, but I'm too involved now. You jump, I jump, remember?
Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet's chemistry is striking and is complemented perfectly by the absolutely gorgeous set design and cinematography. No matter how many times we watch it, we'll still scream at Jack to keep holding on, just like we keep holding on to this timeless love story after all these years.
This is crazy.
I know. It doesn't make any sense. That's why I trusted.
Are there any other 90s romance movies you can't get enough of? Let us know in the comments.
You may take the option.
I'm saying I love you. I'm saying it